Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today, and Houston Texans football is back. The Houston Texans beat the New England Patriots in Week 1 of the preseason. The Houston Texans pretty much dominated the Patriots in this Week 1 preseason game. The offense was good. The passing game was really solid as well. Davis Mills looked good. So did Case Keenum. Not so much for C.J. Stroud. Tank Dell, I mean, this kid in his first game had 5 receptions, 65 receiving yards, and, I mean, might be, when preseason is all said and done, might have been one of the best catches that you will see throughout the whole preseason. The defense looked great, only allowed 9 points today. The only time that, the defense really looked not that great was, the last drive the Patriots had, where the Patriots were just driving the football down the field. Besides that, I mean, this defense looked great today. They were stopping the Patriots. The Patriots didn't have a lot of offense. They only had only 8 or 9 first downs in this ball game. The yards that the Patriots had were very low too. It was a great defensive game for this Texans team. They were making great tackles. They had a couple sacks, more than a couple sacks. They had a couple fourth down stops. This Texans defense was playing really good today. Really good today. Let's get into it though. Texans win the ball game 20-9. Let's go over the scoring summary. So, 3 of the 9 points that the Patriots scored in this ball game, 3 of them came over. Went over a turnover by the Texans, a C.J. Stroud interception, and Nick Folk. Well, talking about the defense here, let's go over one big play of the defense here on this drive right there. It was on 3rd and 4, and the Texans needed to get a stop on 3rd down, and the Texans brought some great pressure on Bailey Zappi and some great pressure by rookie Will Anderson Jr. and Denzel Perryman. Denzel Perryman gets the sack. It's a loss of 8 yards, and the Patriots have to take the 44-yard field goal. They made the kick, yes, but it was a great defensive play by the Texans. Nick Folk makes the 44-yard field goal. It's 3-0. At the end of the second quarter, it takes the offense to get a little heat, to get the offense hot. But Davis Mills throws a touchdown pass to Tank Dell, which he bobbles, and it was kind of a weird play. The ball deflected off of him, bobbled out, and he got it. It landed on him. It was a weird play. Go check it out. It was an unbelievable catch by Tank Dell, but he was great besides that catch. That's a 6-yard touchdown pass from Davis Mills. Jake Bates made the extra point. Kaimi Fairbairn, the Texans kicker, was not kicking today. How about the former New England Patriot? In the third quarter, the Texans go with a 1-yard touchdown run to Dalton Keene, tight end. He was playing the fullback on this play here, but Dalton Keene got the touchdown against his former team, the New England Patriots, and Jake Bates missed the extra point. Then Case Keenum throws a touchdown pass to Alex Batchman for a 5-yard touchdown pass, and Jake Bates this time makes the extra point, and it's 20-3. That was in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Then Malik Cunningham, who was looking great as a rookie quarterback, had a 9-yard touchdown run, and the final score was 20-9. The Patriots went for 2 and failed. Great game for the Texans. Game leaders, passing yards. Davis Mills for Houston, 9 for 12, 99 passing yards, 1 touchdown pass. For the Patriots, Bailey Zappi, 12 for 14, 79 passing yards. Rushing yards, Mike Boone, I thought he looked great today, 4 carries, 25 yards. Patriots, quarterback, Malik Cunningham, 5 carries, 34 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receiving yards, you have Tank Dell, 5 receptions, 65 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. And then for the Patriots, Thornton with 2 receptions and 31 receiving yards. If you look through the rest of the stats in this game, besides Davis Mills with passing, Case Keenum threw 9 for 14, 79 passing yards, and 1 touchdown pass. I mean, look at the offense. That the Patriots only had. They had 86 passing yards, which the Texans had 176, so almost 100 more. And then they only had 78 rushing yards. The Texans had 11 more. The Patriots' total offense, they only had like 160, a little bit over 160 yards on offense, while the Texans had more than that on just passing. This Texans offense was way better than this Patriots offense today, but the main reason why is because of how good the Texans defense was. CJ Stroud was 2 for 4 through 13 passing yards, was sacked once, and threw an interception. Struggle for CJ Stroud, but this is his first appearance out there. I think it's going to be fine. Let's go over Malik Cunningham, 3 for 4, 19 passing yards, and then Trace McSorley, 1 for 3 for 4 yards for the Patriots. Texans, besides Mike Boone, Jared Dokes with 5 carries and 20 rushing yards. Dere Ungabolaway had 5 carries with 18 yards. His longest was 10, but he did fumble in this ball game. Devin Singletary was the starter for the Texans. He had 5 carries, 14 yards. Xavier Valade, 4 carries, 8 yards. And CJ Stroud with 2 carries and 6 yards. And then, if you're also talking about rushing, Dalton Keene with the rushing touchdown as well. Receiving for the Texans, besides Tank Dell, Xavier Hutchinson, rookie, had 1 reception for 20 receiving yards. He was targeted twice. Tank Dell was targeted 8 times. Jared Wayne had 1 reception for 19 yards. Mason Schreck had 2 receptions for 17 yards. Steven Sims had 2 receptions for 17 yards. Alex Batchman had 2 receptions for 11 yards. Jalen Camp had 1 reception for 11 yards. Nico Collins with the first catch of the game, 1 reception. That was the first play of the game. 1 reception, 8 yards. Mike Boone had 1 reception for 7 yards. Johnny Johnson, 1 reception for 6 yards. John Mechie, welcome back, 1 reception for 5 yards. And Jared Dokes with 2 receptions for 5 yards. So that was the wide receivers for the Texans. Not too bad right there. All right. Fumbles. Davis Mills lost a fumble. So they didn't give the fumble to Dere Ungabolaway. They gave it to Davis Mills. And then Steven Sims fumbled, but the Texans didn't lose the ball. So that was it. And then defense, leading in tackles, was Texans rookie Henry To'o. And then he had 5 tackles, 2 solo tackles. Jake Hansen had 4 tackles. Tavier Thomas with 4 tackles. Denzel Perryman had 4 tackles with a sack and a tackle for a loss. 3 tackles for Khalil Davis. He looked really good. Made some nice plays. Grayland Arnold had 3 tackles. 3 for Garrett Wallow as well. 3 for Shaquille Griffin. He made a stop on 4th down. Tyree Gillespie had 3 as well. Kurt Hinish had 2 tackles. Both of them were tackles for loss, and he also had 1 sack as well. Chase Winovich, another former Patriot, had 2 tackles, and he had a sack for a tackle for loss. Steven Nelson had 2 tackles. MJ Stewart had 2 tackles. Eric Murray had 2 tackles. Hassan Ridgeway also with 2. Desmond King had 1 tackle. Jonathan Grenard had 1 tackle. And I don't know, Will Anderson also had a tackle. Christian Harris had a tackle. And I'm trying to see anybody else. Did I miss? Jonathan Grenard, his tackle was a tackle for loss. And Brian Cowart had a tackle for loss. That was really it. The Texans had 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 58 total tackles. Jalen Petrie also had a tackle for the Texans. No interceptions for the Texans, but the Patriots did have an interception. Jalen Mills with 1 interception for 13 yards. And that was really it. I mean, punt returns, Tank Dell had 1 punt return for 13 yards. Steven Sims had 1 for 5 yards. Steven Sims also had a kick return for 21 yards. And that was really it. So great game for the Texans to start off this preseason. User thoughts, Texans fans. Great game for the Texans. CJ Stroud, rough start. Will Anderson looked really solid out there in his limited playing time. Tank Dell and Xavier Hutchinson, the rookies, looked really good for the Texans out there. And who else? Who else looked good? Mike Boone looked good. Davis Mills and Case Keenum looked good. Some of the other guys on defense like Henry To'o and Denzel Perryman and Khalil Davis. A couple other guys on the defense looked good. Really solid day for the Houston Texans to get this first preseason win. You guys have your thoughts on the game. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Texans.